It's Week 9 of the National Football League.
And we'll see Joe Mixon, your standard at running back this season, pacing the league in rushing.
It's the Texans and the Bucs coming up next.
On the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium, just north of downtown Tampa. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they're halfway home, looking good at a perfect 8-0.
And not much to complain about so far, is there? I'd have to say they're the best team in the NFL through the first half of the year.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
It didn't take long to see our first penalty of the game, did it?
We always talk about everyone wanting to get into the game in a
Still
hurry.
first down.
The officials did as well.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Opening play, and Stroud will throw it. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Willie Gay getting in there and picking up the sack. So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack. Stroud off the play fake. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one. Here's Stroud. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that one bad week and takes them out of the running. I'm going to say 25%, and I feel like I'm being generous with that number. This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Back to throw. Stroud. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. And before this 4th and 3 play, we're going to get whistles and a timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. Leading them out is the Austin, Texas native at quarterback. It's Baker Mayfield.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive, because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air, receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Irving, and not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now you see the numbers for Irving in last week's ball game. 16 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown.
In a perfect world, they'd run the ball the same way they did last week, but against the #1 rush defense in the league, they're going to have to find a different way to move the ball. Maybe they start throwing it.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Devon Hamilton breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Here's Mayfield. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 30-yard line. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 62 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. Mayfield on play action. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Here's 2nd and 10. Baker going to give it to Irving. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Well, this defense for the Texans, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And Mayfield will have a 1st down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact there at the end of the play. 18 yards, a big pickup there on 3rd down.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. A run up the middle with Irving. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
2nd and 6. Throwing, Mayfield. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The challenge flag is out. Todd Bowles not pleased with the ruling on the field, and he's going to ask the officials to take another look. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So an early challenge, and you know that those coaches hate to use those red flags too early, but this one turns out to be successful. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. McLaughlin now to kick this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds. The Texans offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been a real threat, not just with the arm, but with the wheels as well. NFL's leader amongst quarterbacks in terms of rushing touchdowns. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Now it's Mixon running right. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And they're going to speed things up here. Stroud to throw it. And he's got it. Touchdown. Stephon Diggs. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Well, now how about this return? A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And they are over 500 for the season, 4-3. They got back above 500 with a victory last week. And, Charles, you think this is a very important week for them, do you not?
I certainly do, because when you start to do the math, and yes, I'm using my fingers to count. If you're 4-4 at the midway point, let's say you're saying 10 wins is your cutoff line for a playoff berth. It's usually right around that number. A loss here, all of a sudden you've got to go 6-2 down the stretch just to reach 10 wins. That means this game is vital.
Out route, and the ball is caught by Godwin. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Mayfield. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Palmer. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 7-7, our score after 1. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football. The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. As they've got it as we resume action. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. And the Texans are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
Now Stroud. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Vita Vea able to record his 5th sack of the season. Throwing now is Stroud. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Here's Tommy Townsend now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Buccaneers have moved out in front. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 47 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Looking to throw. Stroud. Flushed out right. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 17-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Operating from the gun. Stroud. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Nico Collins.
From 17 yards out.
And the Texans are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And a good return, but he pays the price at the end of it as he's picked up and thrown down.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Now a stoppage, and oh boy, we've got Mayfield shaken up on the play. Now it's the backup Rudolph. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he gets it down to the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Rudolph. This is caught by McMillan. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Rudolph looking to throw it. And this is going to be intercepted.
Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. And they'll go play action here with Stroud. He's got it to Collins, complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Play action. Here's Stroud.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go over the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Stroud sets up the play action.
He's going to throw one up for the end zone.
That is incomplete.
So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis. And that one just before halftime with the Jaguars out on top. Trevor Lawrence with a couple of touchdown passes there. Next, we head up to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And you can see currently they trail in that ball game. 2 touchdowns there for Saquon Barkley. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. Kendrick Bourne, a touchdown catch in the victory. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference. Second half straight ahead from Raymond James Stadium. Both teams finishing up their halftime adjustments. So for the call, let's get back over to Tampa and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Bucs offense and veteran Chris Godwin getting set for this next drive. And he's putting together some kind of campaign. Currently second in the NFL in touchdown receptions among wideouts. And this is going to be a Bucs first down as he's able to get this up past the 40. They'll stay on the ground with Irving.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. To throw, Mayfield. The ball comes out, and the Texans scoop it.
So this game tied at the half, and if you wondered who would come up with the first big play of this third quarter, we have our answer.
Well, in basketball, you know how they tell you to have active hands defensively? I think the same thing applies here. Nice job there prying the ball free, and now their guys have a chance to take the lead if they can put something together. The beauty of doing it in football, you don't get called for a foul if you hit their arms.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. From the gun, a give to Mixon.
53 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. From the 23, here's a 2nd and 4.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
And with that last run, that's going to move him over 1,000 yards rushing now for the year. So a nice milestone to hit in what has been an exceptional season on the ground.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. They'll give it to Mixon. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Joe Mixon
with career touchdown number 94. He ties both Jerome Bettis and Priest Holmes on the all-time list. And the Texans have taken the lead.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be
Previous
confirmed
play
by
is
the
under
replay
review.
official. Is this a touchdown? That's the question. CD, what are they looking for here?
You just need any part of the football to break the plane. You don't need the whole football. It doesn't need to go over the entire white line. It's just that front part of the white line. And if you draw an imaginary plane going straight up, that's what they need to cross.
After review of the play,
So
the ruling on
take
the
away
field
the
is reversed.
touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane. Mixon is into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. That time a 6-play drive. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field.
And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Mayfield to throw it.
That is caught.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 37-yard line. They go play action. Mayfield. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Devon Hamilton
Picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now Mayfield.
He'll find McMillan here.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Mayfield looks to throw.
Now that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, if you're going to give out a little applause on that play, it has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll bring him back within 4.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
9 yards, and that leaves.
And now hold everything
Previous
here
play
as the
is under
challenge
review.
flag is out. And we're going to get a review of that last play. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So winds up a very smart decision to throw the flag. They reset the spot, and now that's a 1st down.
And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Tampa. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th.
2nd and 10.
Here's a give to Mixon. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Stroud off the play fake. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A handoff to Mixon.
He's got it to the 43 here. I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
Stroud out of the gun here.
Flush to his right. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down. mixing up the middle. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it. And as this drive began, the offense had to be thinking touchdown, knowing the situation. Even after that loss, touchdown still on their minds. This is a one-possession game. A field goal doesn't do them a whole lot of good.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
Being chased out left. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
C.J. Stroud.
A 9-yard touchdown run.
And the Texans add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. So Mayfield and the Bucs
Down by 11, a little under 2.5 to go. They have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, but they need 2 scores. Here's Mayfield. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Mayfield now from the 50. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin.
And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield.
Personal foul.
Is this a
Roughing the
hold,
passer.
or did they rough the
Defense.
quarterback? Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Now 2nd down and a few inches. Now Mayfield.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
Here's Baker.
And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now Joe Mixon. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down.
To throw with Stroud. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
He'll let this go deep for Collins.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over.
This is 1st and 10. Mayfield.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Here's second down. And there's a short one taken in by Otten.
They'd love to get a little closer if they need to kick the field goal on fourth down. From this spot, it's 46 yards.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. Wow.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and that will make this a 4-point game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it's capped off by the late touchdown that puts him out in front here in the final minute of the contest. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Houston set to take over.
We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
Stroud.
And his throw here's incomplete.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with third down coming up. Now Stroud. This goes out wide for Mixon.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 33. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. And incomplete on the deep ball. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with third down coming up. Here's Stroud.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
One final shot for C.J. Stroud.
And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for Tampa Bay,
they improved to 5-3 as they approach the halfway point of this 17-game schedule.